What's good, fam? What's good? I.O.B.A. I'm TC. So, I come into work today, right? And my coworker, she gets there about 15 or 20 minutes before I do. And she's looking all bummed out, looking down at her phone, checking the news out, whatever. And I'm like, what's up, what's up? She said, I feel like we could be, the way things are now, we could be put back into slavery at any minute. I said, really? She said, yeah. I said, why, what's up? She said, well, I'm just looking at the way Donald Trump is doing these immigrants down at the southern border in Texas. And he's just, separating families and wanting tougher administrators, and I just feel like we next. I just feel like as soon as he get done with them, he coming after us. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I've been trying to tell your ass that for the last 4 years, I said. She said, what you mean? I said, well, ever since the conscious movement started about 4 or 5 years ago, I said, I've been trying to tell people that there's a lot of good in it, and she just kind of blew me off. But the truth of the matter is, there is a lot of good in the conscious movement. There really is. I mean, I'm Hotep niggas this and them Hotep niggas that. Look, I admit there's some of them out there that's hustling and trying to make a dollar and using this as a fucking business opportunity. I admit that. But that's in every organization and every movement. But to me, personally, for the most part, I believe that this awakening came right when it was needed. Because like John Henry Clark said, man, if we don't wake up and if we don't start realizing that we don't have any friends, we're going right back into slavery. We are. We as black people going right back into slavery. Just like I said before, man, if he gets elected now, re-elected, I mean, if Donald Trump gets re-elected, he gonna pivot towards what he calls the people of the inner city. That's his code word for black people. He gonna pivot towards us, and he gonna really start trying to put the screws to us. You see. So we gotta be ready for that shit. We have to be seriously ready for that shit. And a lot of us are getting ready. And I'm going to tell you another truth as far as the slavery thing goes. Look, anybody that knows anything about, the U.S. Constitution realizes that slavery, that the 13th Amendment did not really end slavery. It didn't. It says that, slavery and involuntary servitude shall not exist in the United States unless as punishment for a crime. And so what did they do? They make everything that niggas do a crime. Everything. Right? And then they make it a different type of crime from the crime that white people do. They make our crimes felonies, and their crimes are misdemeanors. So we go to jail, and our rights are taken away, and they can use us as a free labor force. You see. That's that shit Kamala Harris was doing out there in California, throwing niggas in jail and using them as free labor. But yeah, so we're already enslaved. They can enslave us anytime they want to. I mean, and they're doing that. And another truth is, we already slaves. We debt slaves. They use debt as a way to control the population. I mean, you go to college, every job out there that pays more than $12 an hour, every job out there that pays more than about $12 or $13 or $15 an hour, right? Every living wage job out there, you got to have a goddamn college degree to get, right? And, I mean, some really simple shit, they want you to go get a college degree before you can do it, right? And in order to get a college degree, you got to go in debt. right? 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, $100,000 worth of debt you got to go into. All right, in order to get these silly ass jobs, right? You gotta have a bachelor's degree to do what I do. You know what I mean? Working with disabled young people, you got to have a bachelor's degree to do that. In order to get a bachelor's degree, you got to go in debt. So you come right out of college, and you in debt from your student loan, and then you, of course, you got a car payment. You either gonna make a car payment or you're gonna pay maintenance on a car that doesn't have a payment. So either way, you're gonna pay, right? You got that. Then you got rent or a mortgage that you got to pay, and then you got to eat and and you got to clothe yourself and all of that. You know, chattel slavery requires that the owner take care, feed, and clothe the slaves. Economic slavery means you got to feed and clothe yourself. You know, while we keep you buried in debt. And that keeps you under control. And that is the system of slavery that's most popular now. And everybody just about is, you know, under that system of slavery. You know, except maybe the top, 10% of the population. And we ain't even got to talk about the top 1%. They got it all. But the top 10% of the population, they pretty much free from that. But everybody else is buried in that system. So we are debt slaves. But the other kind of slaves, the ones that they throwing in them warehouses, them prisons, that's reserved for us. And that's where they're trying to put us, I believe, as soon as they get the Hispanics where they want them. You see. But like I said, you know, when I was talking about that college debt thing, see, and you know, this is a little side note here. See, this is what a lot of college people, a lot of black immigrants, either seem to not understand or refuse to acknowledge. A lot of them come here with a college degree, right, from another country. And they go and they have their college degree evaluated by one of these companies around here. And they pay $150, $200. And that degree gets evaluated and find out if it's equivalent to and can be honored by the institutions in this country. And more often than not, they can. So they got a bachelor's or even a master's degree from a university, say, you know, in Trinidad or some other country that they got for free, and they come here and they get to use that, and they don't have that college debt. They don't have that student loan debt, but they can still get that big paying job. And us black people that are here, we got to struggle. We got to pay off these student loans. We got to go in debt to get that shit. You know, so they got a $20, $30, $40, $100,000 head start on us just on the strength of that alone. And these folks from other countries, black folks from other countries, they don't think that that's, you know, that means anything. It means everything. You see. So she might be trying to, my coworker might be trying to open her eyes up now. Like I said, after four years of me trying to tell her that they're going to come to try to fuck us. White people, the powers that be, are going to come to try to fuck us. And they are. And you know, but see, here's the thing. She and a lot of other black women in this country were like, I don't know, fucking mesmerized or shit, or some shit, by Barack Obama with his smooth talking ass. But Barack Obama is like any other politician. He really is. And yeah, I voted for the motherfucker in 2008. And, you know, and I had my reasons, you know. I mean, shit, it was easy to vote for him in 2008. We was coming off the George Bush presidency. If you can't, if the only motherfucker I seen worse than him, worse than George W. Bush, is the guy we got now. And the only reason why he's worse is because he's so blatant and such a pig and such an asshole. You know? Even George Bush wasn't as big an asshole as this guy. You know, Dick Cheney did all the dirty work. Dick Cheney, George Bush's vice president, he was the big asshole, the self-proclaimed asshole in that administration. In this administration, Donald Trump is the asshole. But the policies are the same. Tax cuts for the rich. Cut programs for the poor. More war, big military industrial complex. The only people that get paid well are the police and the military. Oh yeah, and you know, protect the corporations at all costs. And your unquestionable support for Israel. So it's the same. And the Democrats, they kind of the same too. Because they are on the same page as the Republicans, and everybody who knows anything about politics knows this. So you're not really getting no change if you vote for a corporate Democrat, which is what Obama was. Okay. So yeah. So all of these black women that really love Barack Obama, they still love him, and they don't see that Obama pushed the agenda, the same agenda that the Republicans did. I mean, look at the speeches he's making now, and you can see that. But then they, you know, it's like they don't hear a word coming out the dude's mouth. They just stand there and look at him. You know. But me, I'm woke and I'm ready. You know, they may get me too in the end. They may get my demographic too in the end. You know, but the only thing we can do now, and I'm not going to say vote for the lesser of two evils. What I'm going to say is we got to have our own candidates on that ticket. And these candidates got to have our best interests at heart. And we got to keep pushing our agenda in their face, or we don't vote for them. You know what I mean? And, you know, shit can't really get much worse for us as black people. It just can't. You know? And they know what our agenda is now. Our agenda is a black agenda. Our agenda is reparations for hundreds of years of slavery and disenfranchisement and discrimination and all the rest of it, along with all of the other programs and things that they owe us. That's where I'm at with this. Yeah. So if more, I hope she's waking up. I hope my sister at work waking up, and I hope a lot of people like her are waking up as well. You know, but they got to come to some realizations first. First, we don't have any friends. Second, ADOS, you are ADOS whether you like it or not. If you know, you've been in this country, if your people been in this country, you know, for the last, 150, 200 years. The Democrats, the corporate Democrats, and the Republicans are on the same fucking page. Some are on the top of the page and some are like in the middle of the page, but they are on the same page. Politicians are not being elected to change things. They're being elected to keep things the same. Anytime a politician wants to change something, they start ostracizing the motherfucker. They really do. Even if they want to change the shit a little bit, they start trying to ostracize them and block them out and stomp them into the ground. Anytime they want to change shit just a little bit. So these are the realizations that these sleep people need to come, you know, need to wake up and come to and acknowledge. You feel me? I hope the hell that's what's happening with her. It happened with me a long time ago. Anyway, that's it for now, y'all. Time to hit these weights, you know what I mean? Y'all take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one. TC, and I'm out.